All right, so I don't know. I think it's Algebra 2 season or something because I've been getting lots of questions about factoring trinomials. So let's get to it. So I've just made a whole bunch of videos on this, how these work. So this is an X, by the way. I started writing B for some reason, so just ignore that. All right, so when you have a 1 in front of your X squared or whatever the variable may be, this is how we are going to work through these. So these work the same way no matter what type of setup you have. Obviously, there's different rules. If you want to go back and look at any of the videos I had on those, you can check those out. But overall, what happens with these is if it's an all positive trinomial, then you start off with your binomials that you're going to break them down to are going to be x, and you just do that, or whatever your variable is. Now, because it's all positive, that should be x plus. So these are going to be x plus, x plus. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take a look at factors of that last term, which is called your constant. So we're looking at factors of 7. Now, obviously, there's not a whole lot of options here. 1 and 7 are my only set of numbers that multiply to get me 7. So that means they also need to add up to get me that middle term, which is 8. So I would have a 1 going in here, a 7 going in here, and they can be interchanged. 7 can be over here and 1 can be over here. It doesn't really make a difference. However you feel happy, it works like that. And you can see it can be written just like this as well. So that would be how you do an all positive factoring of trinomials. Now let's look at this when you have a positive 1x squared. You have a positive at the end, the positive constant being 10, but in this case, your middle term is negative. So it works kind of the same way, except for in this case, you would have your binomials set up as x minuses. And the reason why is because your two numbers are going to multiply to get you a positive 10, but they're going to have to add up to be a negative. So they have to both be negative because the only way to get a positive number is either multiplying two positives or multiplying two negatives. Either way, they come out positive here, but adding together two positives obviously can't happen to get a negative number. So we're going to take 10. We are going to factor it. We got a couple of factors here this time, 1 and 10, or we have 2 and 5. And because these are negative numbers, they all should have negatives in front of them. And so we're going to look at what possibility, or which combination is going to get me, when added together, a negative 11. The only set that's going to work is this set, negative 1 and a negative 10. So you're going to put a negative 1 here, you're going to put a negative 10 here, and that would be all you have to do for factoring. And then, of course, you can also write it, if you would rather, you could write it this way and have the 10 first, followed by that 1. Either way, that's how you do factoring when your A value, your value in front of your variable squared, and your final value, your C value, your end constant, is a positive. And then the middle terms obviously determine the rest of it. If you want more questions like these, find them on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at U1Algebra. All of these are located in my playlist of quadratic functions. Don't forget to save this for later, like it, share it, follow me for more, and I'll see you soon.